Hello and welcome back to another exciting video. Today we are going to start our very new lesson. The name of lesson is Inside System Unit. Exactly. We have seen one part of that, but I just thought that we will go through it again with a new presentation. Okay. So here we go. As always, as I ask, what is the computer? What is computer actually? So computer is an electronic machine. Why it is electronic machine? Because it runs on electricity. Exactly. Which takes input from input devices. So input devices gives them a input, that is data or fact, and it processes and gives you output using output devices. So there are a number of places or a number of things where we can use computer for our day-to-day life work, like listening music, watching movies, play games, chatting, sending and receiving files, mails, etc. So this was the function. So what is data actually? So data is collection of facts and information. Now this was about computer, but when you see computer, when you see exactly computer, what you see? What are the parts of the computer? What are the components of computer that we are going to see now? Got it? So ready? So our computer contains number of parts. Number of parts are there that we are going to see. So first part is the hardware. Hardware means the part of a computer that we can touch, we can hold or feel, like your keyboard, your mouse, your speaker, your camera, your visualizer, projector, mouse, many things are there. And other part of computer is software, means the part of computer that we cannot touch, we cannot see. It is just a set of instruction. What is the software? It is set of instruction or set of programs, that is your software. So computer has two main components, that is hardware, another one is software. Got it? So one is hardware, another one is software. Now, what is software? As I told you, software is like a brain of your computer. It is set of programs which are written in particular programming languages. And what is the function of this program? This program makes your hardware work. Like if you have mouse and if your computer does not have the programs or instructions of a mouse, then it is of no use. We cannot use your mouse then. So when you have a hardware, it is working because of the software, because of the programs that we have actually stored in your computer. And the best software, that is the operating system. Without operating system, your computer is just a dabba, because without operating system, your computer will not start. And if it will not start, it will not work. So it will be just a brick. Okay, so this was about software. Now, what about hardware? What is mean by hardware? So, when computer's brain works, we need some parts, like our brain is working, but at the same time, we need other material also, other parts of our body also to be function as per the instruction given by the brain. So there are some parts of a computer which are physical. Physical part of computer means that we can see and we can touch also. That is why it is called physical part. Physical part means we can see also and we can touch also. And they which are the example of this one, like keyboard is there, mouse is there. Okay, so some are outside your computer and some are inside your CPU box, or that is also called cabinet. The whole box is there, that is called CPU. But CPU means the processor. So that whole box, जो पत्रे का box होता है CPU वाला, that box is called cabinet. Okay, and it contains multiple hardwares like speakers, their mouse, keyboard, web camera, monitor, projector, visualizer, many things are there, and each and every hardware has its own different function. Got it? Each hardware has its own different function. That is why they are having different programs to run the hardware. Now, if we are discussing about this CPU, that by now that CPU, then what are the parts of that CPU that we are going to learn? So, what are the components of CPU? First component of your CPU is your processor, that is your brain. Second one is your memory that we store in our brain. Third one is your secondary memory. Fourth one is your CD or DVD drive. Fifth one your power supply unit. Sixth one your computer fan. And then ports are there, and some all these are connected to one board, that is motherboard. Now all these are the 8 parts are there, and 8 components we are going to see in one by one sequence. So first part of your component list is your processor, and which is also known as CPU. And what is CPU stands for? CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. What it is? It is Central Processing Unit. And you can see in that figure, and in your last session also I had shown you, it is a small chip. You can see in that laptop, it is a small chip which is placed on motherboard. I will be showing in the next slides, which is a small chip. You can see from the both side. Now from the down side it is yellowish, from the upper side it is grayish or silver in color. Okay, that golden, that backside downside it is golden chip is there, so that is installed on your motherboard. So CPU, which is also known as processor, CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. What it stands for? Central Processing Unit. It is small chip, okay, square in shape, placed on your motherboard. Placed on your motherboard, not in, placed on your motherboard inside that cabinet, or it is system unit. And it is also known as brain of your computer. And how it is the brain of your computer? Because it takes input. It takes input from input devices. Whatever the input devices we have, from that input devices, it takes input, processes on it. It processes using the main memory and secondary memory. It processes on it and gives you output. Got it? Now, in the recently, means nowadays, these CPUs have become smaller, and those smaller CPUs are called microprocessor. What are those called? Microprocessor. And they can also do the same function as processor is doing on single integrated circuit. Like we have oven, we have other electronic machines are there, no, gadgets are there. In that small processor is there. That processor is called microprocessor. Got it? Now everything has speed. If you are driving a bike, kilometer per hour, like we can count the speed of that. So the speed of a processor is measured in gigahertz. What is the unit of processor speed measurement? It is gigahertz. What it is? Gigahertz, which is shown by GZZ, GHZ, which is gigahertz, GHZ, gigahertz. So speed of a processor is measured in gigahertz. Got it? Now, one more and very important thing that I just want you to tell you, the speed of computer is totally depend on your processor. If the speed of your processor is higher, the program execution will be higher, and the result will be your computer will work faster. Like processors are there, i3 processor is there, i5 processor is there, i7 is there, i9, i10 means that are there. Okay, so what are these i7, i9? These are the generation or the latest models of these CPUs which are there. Now, next one is main memory, or which is also known as internal memory. First we have seen CPU or processor. When it becomes smaller, it called microprocessor. Next component of your CPU is main memory, or it is also known as internal memory. So main memory, it is directly connected to your processor, okay, and it is so high. The access speed of this memory is so high. High speed access means processor anytime it can access it. Got it? And the main, whatever the program which is going on right now, which will be stored in this memory. Okay, so the program which is running actually or being used by the processor is stored in the main memory. So main memory is divided into two subtype, that is RAM and ROM. So we are going to learn what is RAM actually and what is ROM actually. So first of that is RAM. RAM stands for random access memory. You can see in that laptop it is rectangle in shape. Okay, it is rectangular in shape, and which has mounted some ICs are mounted, integrated ICs are mounted, that black, okay, that is green in shape. So RAM stores the current program or the program which is being used by processor right now. If you are working in paint, so if you are drawing in paint, that paint will be stored in your RAM. So the program which you are running now, जो program पे आप काम कर रहे हो, वो program आपका RAM में store किया जाएगा. RAM stores data temporarily because it does not save data permanently. बिफोर, जब हम हार्ड डिस्क में या फिर हमारे दूसरे स्टोरेज यूनिट पे जब तक सेव नहीं करेंगे, तब तक रैम सिर्फ होल्ड करेगा. रैम विल होल्ड दैट डेटा until you save it permanently on your storage unit. So that is why it is also known as volatile memory, because it stores data temporarily, and that is why it is called volatile memory. And amount or the measurement unit of RAM is MB or GB. It can be measured in megabytes, like 500 MB RAM, 512 MB RAM, 1 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM. Nowadays phone also come na, 2 GB RAM, 16 GB inbuilt, 4 GB RAM, 16 GB ROM. So this is RAM. So RAM is the fastest one, which is directly accessed by the processor, because RAM stores the current file which is going on. Second, the brother of RAM, that is ROM. So you can see the ROM in that figure. So ROM stands for random access memory? No. ROM stands for read only memory. What it stands for? Read only memory. And it is used to store data and instruction permanently. It stores data and instruction permanently. And it stores the data and instruction which are really useful or important for the computer's operation. Like it stores operating system, and without operating system your computer is dabba. So डब्बे को काम मिलाने का काम your ROM does. So ROM stores your main software, that is BIOS, that is basic input output system, or you can say operating system, by which your computer works. And once the data is stored in your ROM, cannot be changed, okay, and it stores data that permanently, and that is why it is called non-volatile. RAM is volatile because it stores temporarily. ROM is non-volatile because it holds permanently. And content of ROM is already written, मतलब कंपनी की तरह से ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम वगैरह आती है, so we cannot change that. Now, based on these functions and working, ROM is again divided into three subtypes. First one is PROM, second one is EPROM, and third one is EEPROM. Now, what is this PROM, EPROM, EEPROM? That we have. So, PROM. PROM means programmable read-only memory. PROM stands for programmable read-only memory. Means content once it is written उसमें data एक बार save किया, you cannot change it. Then EPROM, that is erasable programmable read only memory, means whatever the content you are going to save in this EPROM can be erased. Okay, can be erased using electrical signal. Understood this one? Now next one is EEPROM, electrically erasable programmable read only memory. First EPROM, here you have to use UV light, and EEPROM, here electrical signal can be used. First I told EPROM electrical signal, but it is not there. In erasable programmable read only memory, UV light signals are used, UV light, ultraviolet, and in EEPROM electrical signals are used. So ROM is divided into three subtypes: PROM, programmable read only memory; second one is EPROM, erasable programmable read only memory; third one is electrically erasable programmable read only memory. Understood about this one? Yes. This was about the main memory or internal memory. Now we are going to learn about the secondary memory, or which is also known as external memory. Okay, so this secondary memory is divided into multiple. There are some types of this one. Okay, first one is hard disk, second one is CD, third one is DVD, fourth one is a Blu-ray disc, fifth one is a pen drive, sixth one is memory card. Got it? Now we are going to see each one of them in detail now. So first we have learned main memory. This is secondary memory. It stores data permanently. Okay, once it is stored, it can be returned, cannot be returned, and can be accessed whenever we want. Okay, these secondary devices are, some are removable also, some are non-removable. Removable means can be connected externally, using USB device and all that. So first device that we are going to see is hard disk. So this is the hard disk on your screen now. So hard disk stores data permanently, and it has metal discs mounted one upon other. Okay, one on another. Means एक पे एक ऐसे metal discs रखे हुए होते हैं. In that box, metal discs are mounted above each other, and they are rotated at high speed, and then data is written on that. Got it? Second one is storage. It has a huge storage capacity. You can see 2 TB is there, 5 TB is there. Means it stores data in TBs, so you can get more storage for your applications, your operating system, your videos, audios, everything. You get more space to store. Then hard disk is of two types. One is internal, which is actually installed within your CPU, that cabinet. Another is USB, can be connected using your USB port also. That is why external, that is called external hard disk, which is called portable hard disk also. So portable hard disk can be connected to multiple computers. Means यहाँ से हम data copy कर सकते हैं, and then you can copy the same data into another computer also. So using USB cable it can be connected. Got it about hard disk? So next one is compact disk. You might have seen this. First picture it is a CD, and in the second picture it is CD drive, by which your CD will be read by your CPU. So it is small plastic disk, okay, which is used to store and retrieve data using light. Reader is there in that drive, which stores data, and read also. Read and writing, storing will be done by that light head, which is present in that disk drive. So to read the content from CD, we need one separate drive, that is called CD drive. Got it? Next one, the storage capacity. As you can see on that image, 700 MB is written. So generally it stores 700 MB, but can come in multiple varieties also. So CD can store up to 650, minimum 650 MB and maximum 900 MB. But generally in shop you can see 700 MB CD. Got it? Now CD comes into two varieties. One is a recordable and second one is a rewritable. As you can see in that figure, it is CDR, means recordable only. Recordable means once you write the content on that CD, एक बार उसमें data अगर copy कर दिया, so that cannot be changed. But if you have CDRW, that is rewritable, so you can change the content. जो आपने उसमें data copy किया है, that you can erase or delete, and again you can store data onto that. Where these CDs are used nowadays to have music in it, for games, for videos, and many other educational purposes also CDs are used. Now we are going to see the elder sister of this CD, that is DVD, that is also called digital versatile disc. What is the full form of DVD? Digital versatile disc. Now this is also same, this is also same like your CD. It is also small plastic disc, okay, which is used to store and retrieve data. Retrieve means reading back again, okay, using same light head only. And for reading and writing data we need DVD drive, which should be connected to your computer. Now it is called versatile disk because it can store variety of data in it. It can store audios, videos, anything you just want to store, that can be stored in that. That is versatile disk. Same like CD, DVD has also two types, DVD R and DVD RW. DVD recordable, DVD rewritable. Recordable means content written once only. एक बार उसमें data copy करना है, then it will not be changed. But rewritable, you can copy, paste, okay, you can copy over there, then you can again delete it and you can write the content again and again. Now storage. Generally, if you find DVD in the shops which is of 4.7 GB, 4.7 GB, CD was storing 700 MB. Okay, it is 4.7 GB, but maximum it can store up to 17 GB. How much? 17 GB. Yes, it is. Now, the eldest member of this family, that is Blu-ray disc. So it is also small disk, okay, which stores and retrieve high definition data, okay. But for reading this, we need Blu-ray drive. Blu-ray drive means which have blue laser head. Blue laser, using blue laser, the data of this Blu-ray disc will be read. Now, why it is so popular and why it is used? Because it is used for playing high definition track, high definition videos, the files which need more storage, that can be stored here. And as I told you, it can be same like DVD. It is also readable, recordable and rewritable, but used for storing high definition, high quality content. Now, it comes in two variety. One is a single layer Blu-ray disc, another one is double layer Blu-ray disc, means can be read from both the sides. So Blu-ray disc, if it is of one side, it will store 25 GB data, which is quite a huge number, 25 GB. And if it is of double layer, it will be storing 50 GB of data. 50 GB is a quite big number, okay. 50 GB, 25 GB single layer, 50 GB double layer. Got it? Next one, it is pen drive. No need to explain actually, but pen drive is also known as flash drive because it's a small plastic chip, okay, which is mounted in that plastic area and covered. It comes in very different sizes, styles, many things it is, okay. And it is portable, means can be connected to different computers. It is very small in size, like this much, and lightweight also, not that much heavy, and can be carried from one place to another place, and can be plugged and play. Plug and play device because can be plugged in USB port of any computer and can be used. So what are the uses of pen drive? Same for copying data, or from moving data from one computer to another computer, or saving our own data, because it is easy to carry and easy to use. Now, what is the storage capacity? What is the storage capacity of pen drive? So, pen drive has minimum 8 MB and maximum 2 TB capacity. 2 TB terabyte, that is the capacity of pen drive. Got it? Next one is memory card. You might have seen this memory card in your phone, in your cameras, or in many other devices nowadays it is used. So it is also known as flash drive. It is extremely small, smaller than a pen drive, small chip, which is used in memory cards also, in phones also, or cameras. Some adapters are coming, which is called memory card reader, which we need to read the content of that. We can directly insert it into your phone and can be used. It is extremely small and lightweight, and can be content of this can be rewritable. मतलब हम उसमें एक बार कंटेंट डालने के बाद में उसको हम edit कर सकते हैं, can be deleted and can be copied again. Now, what are the uses? Digital cameras, mobile phones, and many other things. It is just used to store data. Now, storage capacity, it can store up to 1 TB. Actually, 1 GB is written, but it can store up to 1 TB data. Got it? Next one is CD or DVD drive. What is CD or DVD drive? So this is the CD or DVD drive which is used to read the content from CD or DVD. Whatever the information we have stored on your CD or DVD, that will be read by this CD or DVD drive. So once it has a button, when you press that button, one drive will come out. We have to insert one CD in that. We have to put CD in that, and then push that button again. It will again take it in, and then using the light, it will read the content of your CD and DVD. Now, this is a very important part of your computer. You might have seen this backside of your CPU. This is power supply unit. What is it is? It is power supply unit, or it is also known as SMPS or PSU. SMPS means switched mode power supply, means whatever the current it is coming, that may be of more power, so it will take all that current and electricity and will give whatever needed to our computer. That is, it is called SMPS, means switched mode power supply, or it is also known as power supply unit only. Got it? And it supplies electricity or power to all the components which are connected inside the computer. Now, whatever the voltage, high voltage is coming, as I told, high voltage is coming from the main line, that is from electricity board to our board, and that our CPU will take all that and will give only low voltage which is required for our parts or components of CPU. So, power supply does the work of supplying power to our computer. Got it? Yes. Next one is computer fan. Now our computer works for a long time, so its temperature increases, and if that temperature increases, excessive heat may damage internal parts of computer. So to make our computer cool, the computer fan is installed. It is small, like this much only. It is installed inside and all the different parts of computer. And what it does, it will not give air to your parts of computer. It will take out air. Whatever the air is present in computer or in a CPU, that hot air it will take it out, and it will switch on once your computer get power supply. Same computer fan also get power supply from our PSU, that is power supply unit. So once you switch on your CPU, computer fan will also get switched on. So it pull out the hot air and blow, means it pull out the hot air and gives cool air inside. Got it? So it helps to maintain the temperature of your computer, because excessive heat may डैमेज, अगर ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर होगा तो पूरा पिघल जाएगा ना अंदर का सिस्टम. सो एक्सेसिव हीटिंग may damage computer parts. That's why it is used to cool it down. Okay, now this is very important part. Ports of a computer. If you have seen a CPU, just turn your CPU, and then at the back side of CPU you can see some ports are there. So what is the function of this port and where these are located? So these are located at the back of CPU. Okay, and many these ports are there. These ports are called sockets. Means these sockets are there where we can plug many devices, and these all sockets collectively called ports. So if we start at the top, two PS2 ports are there. Two PS2 ports are there which are used to connect keyboard and mouse. Okay. Then below that VGA cable is there. VGA port is used to connect your projector or your monitor to your CPU. Then below that audio jack is there. 3-pin audio jack is there which is used to connect your headphone audio in and audio out. It will connect your headphone and speakers to your CPU. As I told, PS2 is used to connect keyboard and mouse, and power cable, power supply unit, which is power unit from your main electricity board to your CPU. So USB ports are there which is used to connect pen drive or any other USB devices. Audio in, audio out, audio jack is used to connect speakers, microphones and other audio devices. VGA ports to connect monitor or projector to your CPU. PS2 for keyboard and mouse, and power port is used to supply the power to your CPU. And now the most important part of your computer system is the board, a flat structure on which all these things are mounted. So motherboard connects all these parts together, okay, directly or indirectly. It is rectangular plate and which holds processor, RAM, computer fan, many other. All the ports are connected to motherboard only. Okay, and it has lines over there. Data lines, power lines are there because it provides electricity also. As you can see, one rectangular structure is given, that is your processor, and beside that processor, RAM slots are there, means RAM can be installed over there. So this is just a motherboard, that is the main part of your CPU which holds all these components together, and main thing, it holds the brain of your computer system, that is the processor. Got it? So I hope you have understood the topic, you have understood the lesson. By this we have finished the lesson also. In next part we will be going through the exercise or workbook also. But if you have any problem, I have mentioned my number over there, you can contact me, but in emergency also only. And but before that you have to read that lesson, textbook lesson, go through video twice, okay, and then only try to solve worksheets and all that. So till then, take care, bye bye.